name is Tierra Bradford, and in my presentation I will be discussing community violence in urbanized areas. What is community violence? Community violence refers to the harm inflicted upon individuals or groups within a community environment. Understanding the implications of community violence is crucial for social workers to be able to develop effective interventions. Community violence encompasses various forms of violence, which are not limited to but do include physical assaults, gun violence, gang-related incidents, and they can occur in public places or homes and deeply affect the health of a community and their well-being. Now, what are urbanized communities specifically? Urbanized communities are characterized by high population density, infrastructure, and diverse social dynamics. These environments often face unique challenges, including economic disparity, which can increase violence. Now, there are several different types of exposure that one can experience that has different effects on their mental health. This includes witnessing versus victimization. Witnessing is when someone witnesses or views community violence firsthand, and victimization is when they are actually the targeted individual. Both types affect people in different ways, but do have consequences on their mental health, such as mental health declines, anxiety, PTSD, or even an increased likelihood of engaging in violent activity. Community violence in urban areas can be traced back to key factors such as socioeconomic disparities, fragmentation of social bonds, and the historical context of violence that perpetuates cycles of aggression. Understanding these causes is crucial in addressing the impact of violence within these urbanized settings. Communities with a long-standing history of violence often find themselves caught in a cycle that is difficult to break. Previous incidents of violence can normalize aggressive behavior among residents, which leads to an increased acceptance of violence as a solution to everyday conflicts. Now, what is the importance of understanding community violence? Understanding community violence is very essential in order to implement effective safety measures and community programs. Awareness can help identify at-risk groups and foster a collaborative approach towards reducing violence. When community members lack strong ties and a sense of belonging, the potential for violence increases. Research indicates that neighborhoods with low social cohesion have higher rates of violence, as individuals feel less accountable to one another and are less likely to intervene during harmful situations. Community violence significantly affects individuals and can lead to severe psychological and physical health challenges, disruptions in education, and economic hardship for families. Understanding these impacts is crucial for addressing the broader consequences of community violence in urbanized settings. Poverty, unemployment, and lack of access to quality education are significant socioeconomic factors that contribute to community violence. Studies have shown that areas with higher poverty rates often experience increased violence due to limited opportunities, which leads to a desperation and makes people look at crime as a means for survival. The perspective that I chose to discuss is the ecological perspective. The ecological perspective expands upon the systems perspective by emphasizing the influence of the broader environment, including social, cultural, economic, and political factors on individuals and community. Some key concepts include social ecology. This perspective is associated with systems and the relationship between humans and their social and natural environment. It advocates for sustainable and harmonious coexistence with the environment. Human ecological theory focuses on interaction between humans and their environments, considering how environmental factors impact human well-being and the sustainability of ecosystems. Environmental justice theory, which was presented by Robert D. Bullard, addresses issues of environmental racism and the unequal distribution of environmental benefits and burdens. They advocate for equitable access to a clean and healthy environment. In most cases, urbanized settings are overpopulated, which begets an inequality and unequal leverage for those who stay in these communities, which cause them to be more prone to violent activity. Now, what are social workers' impact on community violence? By being able to advocate for policy changes, social workers are able to help communities that have a high rate of community violence. They do this by providing immediate support, addressing root causes, engaging in community work, working with at-risk individuals, and helping these clients, whether victims or witnesses, be able to navigate the psychological challenges that derive from community violence. Social workers can help clients navigate challenges brought on by an unjust society, such as poverty, prolonged employment, substance misuse, neglect, and domestic violence. Intervention for community-based violence. There is a national program called the CVIPI, Community-Based Violence Intervention and Prevention Initiative. This initiative aims to provide strategic intervention and prevention of violence in the United States. It was acted in 2022 as the first ever program of its kind to receive federal funding dedicated to the support of community intervention. This program places emphasis on holistic approaches to solving and reducing crime and increasing levels of public safety. This initiative seeks to prevent and reduce violent crime in communities by supporting comprehensive evidence-based violence intervention and prevention programs based on partnerships among community residents, local government agencies, victim service providers, community-based organizations, law enforcement, hospitals, researchers, and other community stakeholders. All in all, it is extremely important for us, especially as aspiring social workers, to be cognizant of the reason why high crime rates exist in urbanized communities. As social workers, we are able to create policies, advocate for others, and be a part of affirmative action taking that can help make communities safer for urban communities all across the United States and the world. Thank you.